Hello.
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 Hi.
Do you like luxury? Hello.
Oh.
Beef?
Drew.
We're here.
Yes.
Have no fear. It's after drill, as always. It's
Yes.
a Monday. It's, what is it, Drew? Victory Monday!
Victory Monday.
Yeah!
I kind of forgot
It's been a while.
what it felt like or what to even say there.
We had lost that love and feeling, Drew, and it's back.
I
Maybe for a limited time only.
I gotta ask
back.
you, and this is a question that many Jags fans have asked themselves. As great as it was to get a win yesterday, were you happy that they won?
Yeah.
You were happy?
Yeah.
Because there's some people, by the way, who are
I
not.
get that, and I'm not on that train.
No, I think anytime you win a football game, I'm cool.
You know, winning football games is hard.
Yeah.
You only get 16 a year.
And you know what?
It's tough.
And I'm really excited to see the Jags do just enough to get out of the top 10 picks.
Yeah. Because by their track record, it really doesn't matter anyway.
And by the way, I'll tell you right now, I know you went to the game, I went to the game.
I did.
You took the petite to his first game.
Yeah, his first Jaguar game. He brought home victory. It's like a human victory cigar.
I know a lot of people probably, I'm telling you right now, I am sick as Bortles as anybody. I'd go back to him.
Really?
I'd go back to him.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Kessler is... At least Bortles can run, man, and that O-line just isn't getting any better. And I mean, 6 points... if the defense doesn't play,
good.
I mean, honestly, as good as the defense played, and they played amazing. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Frank Reich really won us the game by going for it on fourth down like 4 times.
Yeah, Frank Reich's a big dummy, and you know, he's not a smart man.
I also get his mindset, however, of like this Jacksonville offense is so bad. At some point, we'll get back down here and
same
score
thing Mike Tomlin
one
did
touchdown
when he declined the penalty and took the 10 yards because it's like, you guys suck. You're not going to pick this up.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And look, I'm not saying I'm like doing backflips over Cody Kessler, but it worked for 1 week, and I feel like the ship has sailed on Bortles. It's like just
sure,
push it off to sea, like a Viking funeral. Set it ablaze and push it out to sea and say goodbye to it. It was a fine 4+
when
years.
we go,
Goodbye.
Is it Tennessee that
Yeah, we've got the Titans Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday night
in Nashville.
And when we go to Nashville and score an absolute maximum of 9 points, I think people will start to change their mind.
Maybe so. But you know what? It's sad to say that as Cody Kessler played yesterday, as mediocre to poor as he played yesterday, that it didn't seem discernibly better than Blake Bortles. That's an indictment on your franchise.
Oh, like I said, I'm not a Blake stan here. They both suck. My only thing is I'd rather see Bortles run for his life than Kessler. That's my only thing. I mean, the offense, as bad as it's been at times this year, there was watching yesterday, man. There was not even a lick of excitement when the Jags got the ball offensively.
No. I mean, you know, and your dad said as much on the show today, Dan. And I agree. Sitting in the stands, you were much more excited when the Colts took the ball to watch that defense work than you were to watch the offense get out there.
And you know what? And I'll give Cody a pass in the sense that, you know what, maybe it was because we didn't have Fournette. We saw how stale the offense got without Fournette. Maybe that... he's so, like I said, Bortles, at the very least, will run around, you know? And like I said, in no way am I a Bortles stan. I think Bortles is horrible. I'm over him, too. I just think if it's Bortles or Kessler, I hope that at least the people who were clamoring for Kessler for so long watched yesterday and
got a good taste.
Oh, maybe this is why.
Clifford says, I feel like we may have scored more with Bortles. The whole offense is bad. Again, it's debatable. And that's the problem. If it's debatable whether you would score more points with Bortles or Cody Kessler, then that's a big problem because both are bad. Yeah. And that's the problem. And then you have to ask the question, why did you extend this guy 3 years, $54 million, when you did not have to? You had him on the 5th-year option. You didn't have to extend. Why did you do it? That's the question that keeps coming up and will come up throughout the offseason as the team decides what they're going to do with Blake Bortles.
It was because we had already not picked up his option, correct?
No, they did pick up his option.
Did they? They picked up the option.
Picked up the option.
Okay. So, no, you're right. It was a big deal that we picked up the option. That's right.
Because it was a vote of confidence. Like, okay, we're going to see what happens.
So you're right.
And then they gave him the extension. Like, why?
Wow, I've never thought about that.
Why?
I never had.
Why did it? You didn't need it.
Didn't have to do that, huh? Yeah. Could have given him like that one grace
year. The option year, just roll with it. See what happens.
We'll see. Oh, he did good in the playoffs.
Oh, you're terrible again.
He did good in the playoffs. Okay, well, we picked up his 5th year, so we'll see how he does, and we'll revisit. No, we'll just extend him.
Yeah.
Huh.
Anyways, short week, Thursday nighter with the Titans. Hopefully, We get a win in Tennessee. We don't do it very often, so hopefully we can rebound, make it 2 straight, stacking wins.
By the way, I knew we were going to win the Colts game when I saw this stat from Darren Rovell actually tweeted out because he now works with the betting something.
Sure.
99% of the public bet on the Colts to cover the 4-point spread. Anybody who knows anything about betting knows when the public feels very strongly in a game, like for instance,
It usually goes the other way.
Fade the public is a very real thing in betting because the thing about bettors and us public is we're all idiots.
We're all dumb.
So especially in the NFL,
present company included.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I'm any.
Because guess what? I would have played the 4 too. I'd have played the 4. Your dad posted a bagel in the 5-pack. He played the 4.
I probably would have too, man. I mean, I get the, but 99%. I was like,
That's
so you're telling me we'll probably win.
It's a lot of people voting on the Colts. So yeah, that's tricky. The Friday 5-pack this week. Team Drill's been reliable as a moneymaker this week, but it was our first backtrack of the week as, unfortunately, the elder Hicken dragged the team down. Jeffro and Lauren both ran off 3 in 2 weeks.
Well, he started off smoking hot, right? And then he's
tailed off. But they ran off, Jeff and Lauren ran off 3 in 2 weeks, and Danny Boy posted up a bagel, dragged the whole team down, bageled it up.
Yikes.
Now, a couple of them were close, but he played the over on Texas, Oklahoma. That one didn't come through. He liked Northwestern covering against Ohio State. They got blasted.
By the way, we were wrong.
He also liked Alabama to blast Georgia. That did not happen.
Us personally were wrong about both
Yeah.
Alabama, Georgia, and Texas and Oklahoma. So again, when we're bagging on people, keep in mind that we are also idiots.
Yes. Now, in my opinion, the playoff committee got it correct. The right 4 teams are playing in the college football playoff,
I agree.
in my opinion.
I agree.
I think the committee, I don't know what they were doing with their rankings by putting Georgia still ahead of Ohio State. If you're 1 loss and you won your conference and it's a big league, you should get the benefit of the doubt and be ranked higher than the team that lost 2 games.
Yeah.
They lost their conference championship game.
I
don't care who they lost it to.
Here's the thing about all Georgia, Oklahoma, and Ohio State, you can all make an argument for.
Sure.
I'm not making an argument for UCF because I don't care and they're not that good.
No.
You're down 17 points to Memphis.
To Memphis, dudes. Memphis.
Alabama would beat Memphis. It'd be 45-0 after like a quarter and a half.
Right.
Anyways, so you can make an argument for Georgia in the sense that honestly, if you watch them, yeah, they probably are one of the best 4 teams. But guess what? And this is the argument I made when I was talking about the rankings, and I'm looking and I look and I see Mississippi State is 8-4 and they're 18th in the nation, and Texas A&M is 8-4 and they're 19th in the nation. There's all these 4-loss teams ranked in like the top 20, and at what point do you say, okay, screw what the eye test says, you have to win football games?
Yeah, that.
Georgia is not in because not only did they not win enough football games, but really that 1 loss against getting blown out by LSU really hurt them, I think. If that had been a close loss, for whatever reason, the committee absolutely loves LSU. So I think if that had been tight, maybe, but I still think the committee values conference champion enough to where the only way you're getting in over a conference champion is if you're undefeated. For instance, say Ohio, or you can't. It's hard to say because obviously if you're undefeated, like Notre Dame gets in because they're undefeated because 1, brand, 2, they've always been independent, blah blah blah. They're undefeated, so they're gonna get in over 1 loss. They're gonna get in over 1 loss Ohio State, who won the Big Ten, because they're undefeated. They're a big brand, this and that. But when you're getting into this disparity kind of we've got 1-loss conference champions versus a 2-loss non-conference champion, the only way that a 2-loss team is going to get into the playoff is if you win your conference.
Right.
Like if the SEC winner has 2 losses, they'll get in.
They go.
They go. And
Sure.
And so that's my opinion. I don't think you can possibly,
and deservedly so.
Yeah, I don't think you can possibly get in with 2 losses and no conference title.
Right. No, you don't deserve it. You lose 2 games, you can't rally back and win your conference.
And by the way,
too bad.
I saw it, and our guy McClung told us down there. 119 out of 120 minutes played between Alabama and Georgia over the last 2 games. Georgia has led for 119 minutes of those.
Yeah.
And they're 0-2.
They're 0-2, man.
That's
tough, dude.
unbelievable.
That's tough, man. By the way, speaking of Bama, of course they're the number 1 seed now.
Sure.
You would suspect Tua will get healthy. you would suspect Tua will get the nod. Did you see the Tua interview on game day yesterday?
I did not.
Got a lot of pub, and I don't think it got the reaction ESPN thought it was going to get when it aired. As
what did he say?
It was played off as a very light kind of focus on Tua and his family, but Tua revealed such things as he's naturally right-handed, but his dad made him a left-handed quarterback.
That's weird.
Revealed that that when he played poorly as a child, he would be beaten with a belt. And also revealed that he had absolutely no say in where he went to college. That was his dad said, if you get an offer from Bama, you're going to Bama.
And here's the thing about that in today's day and age, Tua. You can't say that because everybody's going to get pissed.
It got quite a react. I don't think it was what ESPN was looking for.
I didn't even know that.
It ran like a very fluffy piece.
Sure.
And it did not. It was not received like a fluffy piece.
Tua's like, ha, I got my ass beat as a kid when I didn't play good. And everyone's like, 20 years ago, people were like, I'm not my dad too. And now everyone's like,
now everyone's like, hey!
Tua! His dad probably watching that, like, cringing. Like,
Dad probably got a few texts during that one. People were wondering if it was weighing on Tua's mind in the game because he wasn't exactly playing, the lights out.
I think it's more of the fact that he's not healthy right now.
Yeah. But if he's healthy enough, he'll get the nod. I know some people were suggesting that, you stay with the hot hand. Jalen Hurts is not the guy.
Hurts, that's an awesome story.
Credit to Hurts. He came in.
He
did the thing.
It's awesome.
It was great.
It's awesome what he did. But here's what would happen. I mean, he rode that wave, and I kind of think that was his moment.
That was it, man.
And you know what? Bama fans will love him forever for it.
Yeah.
But if you started him in a game, I think all of a sudden you'd realize how much more you want Tua in there. But by the way, Tua apparently had surgery on his ankle yesterday. They said he'd be back in 2 weeks. I guess Jalen Hurts had the same kind of surgery, and he was out of football activities for a month. So we'll see. I'm not really sure what surgery you have on your ankle. I think he had like a high ankle sprain.
Yeah, it might be a little touch and go, but if Tua can go, he'll be the guy.
Yeah, I agree.
Because today's Heisman vote day. Heisman voters cast their votes
I think
today.
Kyler Murray won himself the Heisman over the weekend.
You think so?
I do.
I don't know if Tua did enough damage to lose the Heisman Saturday.
I was watching, I forget what...
I think enough people had their minds made up already.
I think that's what could possibly hurt Kyler, is that enough people have pretty much, it was such a foregone conclusion that I wonder if people in people's minds are even thinking, hey... But, I mean, if you're a Heisman voter, like my father, I think you should do your due diligence, and you look over... I mean... Kyler Murray, time and time again, made the big play for Oklahoma to kind of, win them close games or do things that needed to be even in that Texas game, he had that little bit of a Heisman moment where you got to extend the drive so Texas doesn't have a chance to go back. And he does that, and he brings them back again, and he brought them back against Texas the first time. Now he's avenged that loss. And
it's going to be a lot tighter.
If I was a Heisman voter, I'd vote for Kyler. I think Tua flamed off a little bit, and I think personally it's hard for me not to look around and see that Alabama has the top 6 leading receivers in the SEC in yards per catch and not go well. I think Tua's got a little bit more help than Kyler does. Now, don't get me wrong. Oklahoma plays in the Big 12. They got Lincoln Riley's this offensive mastermind. There's a lot to it, obviously. But I think I would go Kyler.
2 weeks ago, I'd say Tua in a boat race. Now I think Tua in a close one, but I think it's still Tua. I think because I think enough people that have probably already sent their votes in because today's just the deadline to send your votes.
Sure.
You can send them whenever you want.
That's a good point.
Enough votes may have already been cast.
That's
I don't know if
point.
Tua did enough damage to his Heisman case to lose it, but I think Kyler did enough to make it more of a debate and become more of a 2-horse race.
I think Jalen Hurts proves to you that if you take Tua off that team, Bama's probably still undefeated.
Maybe so.
If you take Kyler Murray off that Oklahoma team, they're probably a 3-loss team.
Yeah, maybe. Tua's played really well.
He's played. I mean, I'm not. Hey, we're talking about really good and really good here. Good. It's not
By the way, the distant third guy here in this conversation, and he won't even really be a factor in the voting, but who's had a spectacular year as Haskins.
Yeah,
and it really showed for himself the last few weeks.
Haskins would win the Heisman in any other year.
Probably so. But it's just a tough year. These are 2 guys playing at a phenomenal.
I watched Haskins, by the way, in that Northwestern game, and I know it was Northwestern, but Jags.
Yeah.
I liked him.
He's a guy a lot of people like.
I liked him.
On that note, we'll bid you farewell. We'll be back tomorrow, Super Tuesday edition of After Drill. We tape Pete the Brains tomorrow, Drew.
Hey!
Yeah, I get to show down with Get Smart John. He's not one of the teams going up against me, so if I beat him, I will punch him directly in the face.
And that's fair. You will deserve that right. You will deserve that right.
Love you, Hicken.